So today we are going to be reading Olivia, and then we're going to be reading Olivia Saves the Circus, because we're still going with our pigs. We just had ham days and it was fun, so let's keep having fun. So this is Olivia, and it's written by Ian Falconer. This is Olivia. She is good at lots of things. She is very good at wearing people out. She even wears herself out. As you can see, she's doing so much. She's hammering, she's jumping, jump roping, yo-yo. Looks like she has a ball. Olivia has a little brother named Ian. He's always copying. Sometimes Ian won't leave her alone, so Olivia has to be firm. I'm not sure that's firm. I think she's just scaring him. Olivia lives with her mother, her father, her brother, and her dog Perry, and Edwin the cat. In the morning after she gets up and moves the cat, she brushes her teeth and combs her ears and moves the cat. Olivia gets dressed. She has to try on everything. Looks like she has some bathing suits, a dress, different backpacks, some different shirts, a hat, shoes. On sunny days, Olivia likes to go to the beach. She feels it's important to come prepared. Last summer, when Olivia was little, her mother showed her how to make sand castles. That's cool. She got pretty good. Pretty sure that's a whole building. Sometimes Olivia likes to bask in the sun. When her mother sees that she's had enough, they go home. Every day Olivia is supposed to take a nap. It's time for your you-know-what, her mother says. Does she look happy about that? I don't think so. Of course, Olivia is not sleepy at all. Looks like she's practicing some dance. On rainy days, Olivia likes to go to the museum. She heads straight for her favorite picture. Oh, so she likes ballerinas. Olivia looks at it for a long time. What could she be thinking? What would you think if you were staring at this picture? But there is one painting Olivia just doesn't get. I could do that in about 5 minutes, she says to her mother. As soon as she gets home, she gives it a try. Uh-oh. You notice how there's no canvas behind that? I think she did it on her wall. The parents don't look very happy. Time out. After a nice bath and a nice dinner, it's time for bed. But of course, Olivia is not sleepy at all. Only 5 books tonight, Mommy, she says. No, Olivia, just 1. How about 4? 2. 3. Oh, I'll write 3, but that's it. When they finished reading, Olivia's mother gives her a kiss and says, "You know, you really wear me out, but I love you anyway." And Olivia gives her a kiss back and says, "I love you anyway, too." Dreaming. The end. I think I can relate to this little pig. She wants to do everything. But she can't always do everything. Sometimes you gotta take a rest. But she dreams big, which is really cool. So our second book is Olivia Saves the Circus. So we met Olivia, and we know that she wears everybody out. So let's take a look. Before school, Olivia likes to make pancakes for her new little brother William and her old little brother Ian. So it looks like she has a new brother. This is a big help to her mother. What's all in the kitchen? Looks like she left the dishes. After a nice breakfast, it's time to get dressed. Olivia has to wear this really boring uniform. It looks like she hasn't given up her habit of trying everything on, though. Of course, you can always accessorize. She's got bows, and she's got shirts underneath, and a purse. Beep, beep, coming through. She's got a scooter now. Today is Olivia's turn to tell the class about her vacation. Olivia always blossoms in front of an audience. I'm going to guess she likes to perform. One day, my mother took Ian and me to the circus, she begins. William couldn't come because he still has to nap. But when we got there, all the circus people were out sick with ear infections. Interesting. Luckily, I knew how to do everything. Oh, she's on the elephant. I was Olivia the tattooed lady. I drew the pictures on with marker. Then I was Olivia the lion tamer. She scared the lion. And Olivia the tightrope walker. And I walked on stilts and juggled and was Olivia the clown and rode a unicycle. So a unicycle is that bike with just one wheel. I was the flying Olivia. And Olivia, queen of the trampoline. Oh, there she goes. She's bouncing, bouncing, and what's going to happen? And for the grand finale, Madame Olivia and her trained dogs. They weren't very trained. And that's how I saved the circus, and now I am famous. Then one time, my dad took me sailing. The end. Was that true, Olivia's teacher asked. Pretty true, says Olivia. All true? Pretty all true. Are you sure, Olivia? To the best of my recollection. That sounds suspicious. Do you think that was all true from Olivia? I think maybe she was making a couple things up. Gracefully, Olivia heads home. How was school today, darling? Olivia's mother asks as usual. Fine, says Olivia. What did you do? Asks her mother. Nothing. It's bedtime, but of course Olivia's not at all sleepy. Good night, says her mother. Good night, Mommy, says Olivia. Close your eyes. They are closed. Then go to sleep. I am asleep. And remember, no jumping. Okay, Mommy. Olivia, I said no jumping. Well, who do you think you are? Queen of the trampoline? Maybe. So she was dreaming that she was in charge of the circus and she could do all of the cool things. I think that's fun. All right, let's get started on our craft today. Alrighty, let's get started with our pig. So the very first thing that you're going to need to do, put down some table cover because we're getting ready to paint our pot. So I have a color all mixed up. I kind of made it myself. I did a bright pink and a white. And let me go grab my paintbrush. But we're going to want to get a nice even coverage of the pot. So you're just going to start painting nice, even strokes. And we will get this all painted pink. Pigs are generally pink, I think. So the next thing you're going to do is make sure that this is really dry, because we will have to use some hot glue on it here in a few minutes. So I'm going to use my drying tool, but you can use a hairdryer or whatever you have. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to put together the ears. But this is going to require a grown-up. So because we have to hot glue or use, something that's super, super sticky. So you're going to take the ear, you're going to kind of bend the ends because you're going to want the ends to stick together. So we're going to put glue right there on the inside. Not a whole lot, just a little, enough to get it to stick. So I'm going to put glue right here. And as you can tell, that glue is coming out kind of. So I don't want that. So I'm scraping that away. But you can't touch it because it's going to be hot. If you use super glue or something like that, you don't want it glued to your skin. So, and you're just going to keep holding it until you're pretty sure it's not going to come apart. Yeah, and there we have our first pig ear. Our second pig ear, we're going to do the same thing. Just a little bit of glue right there and fold them together. Be careful not to get it on you. I didn't have enough glue. There we go. Now I have too much glue. There we go. Just keep holding it. And now I have my second pig ear. So, on your now dry, upside down vase, we're going to attach the pig ears. I'm going to take my glue gun, put it on the bottom. I'm going to put it on this side. Go hold it there for a few minutes. Now I'm going to take my other ear, put some glue on the bottom, and put it on this side. Ooh. So now our pig has ears. The next step we're going to do is going to be the nose. Now I've given you a circle for the nose, but as you can tell there are no nostrils. So I'm taking a Sharpie and I'm going to draw on some nostrils. Now if you want to cut holes or whatever, that's fine. It's your pig. But it's really hard to cut little tiny holes on this. So I figured drawing it on would be a tad bit better. If you have a pink button though, that would be super cute to put right there as your nose. So again, we're using some hot glue. Make sure you have an adult. Here's our glue. I'm going to put it right here towards the center under our ears. Oh, I'm smearing my Sharpie. So you should probably wait for it to dry. But there we go. So now we have ears and a nose. What else does our pig need? Eyes. So we've got a nose and ears. We're working on our eyes. You should have 2 googly eyes. And we're going to put those with hot glue again, which is why I dropped that because I didn't want to get burned. put those right on here. Right above your nose and below your ears. There's one eye, but it needs two. I think it should go right about there. Yeah. So now I have ears, eyes, and a nose. What's going to make this pig super cute? If you said a tail, you're right. So, I'm going to give you a piece of pipe cleaner, not quite this long, but it's going to be probably about a half of a pipe cleaner. And you're going to use a pencil or a pen or something that you have at home, and you're going to wrap this pipe cleaner around it. Now it could be as loose or as tight as you like. So like this was probably not the best pencil to use, but that's okay. In fact, I might use the Sharpie. Whoop. This thing about arts and crafts, you're always doing and redoing. Whoop. There we go. Gives us a nice curly tail. Now, I'm going to kind of squish it a little bit because pigtails are usually a little shorter. But, also gonna try to give myself a little bit, I bent that so I could get a little bit more on that end because we're going to put our tail, of course, on the back. And it needs a little bit more space to get attached. So you're going to take your tail, hold it down, and you have a nice pig. Oink, oink. Hopefully you guys had a fun time with our stories and our pig today. And I'm glad that we could keep the Ham Day spirit going. I'll see you next week either for Toddler Tales or Story Time. Have a great day. Bye.